Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
To our new passengers, we welcome you aboard our Highway in the Sky and hope you've enjoyed the Magic Kingdom.
Hey everybody, welcome to Gateway to the Magic. This is exciting episode 96, and Bob, this is the first show for year number 2.
How about that? Number 2. And you know, since you brought it up, I know that there were so many people that we could have thanked, and just I think there were just so many that we should have thanked. And you know, if we didn't thank you, I'm sorry, but we do thank you now. Thank you, everybody, for such a fantastic year.
It's been amazing, and the feedback on the anniversary show has been wonderful.
Absolutely, yeah. So just thank you again, everybody, for such a fun year. It was truly a lot of fun. Meeting all of you, getting to know all of you, and a lot of you out there that are listening, contact us. You know, we like participation. Participate in the show right along with everybody else. We love that.
It's been outstanding. We have our loopers.
We do have the looper list and the SuperLooper list and so on and so forth. The looper runner list, and you name it, we've got it. Thanks to good buddy Joe Quattrochi for that. So, what are we going to talk about today, Tim?
Today we have a report from our boots on the ground, Mr. Sean Woosley. You can find him on Twitter at FishSeanWoo.
Yes, we do. This is we hate to start the new year out this way, but it's going to be a little bit of a, podcast half empty.
Well, there's some things we need to address, and who better than, Sean? He's right there. He knows what's going on.
Absolutely. You're exactly right. And so why don't we just turn it over to Sean?
All right, take it away, Sean.
Hi, everyone. This is Sean from Orlando, Florida, FishSeanWoo from the Twitter. And for the next 20-25 minutes, you'll be reliving our day through Future World in EPCOT. Hopefully what you'll do is you'll learn a little bit about the FastPass Plus system and some hints and tricks to allow you to make your touring of EPCOT Future World a little bit faster. Now, one of the things you need to know about the FastPass Plus system, if you haven't used it already, there's two kind of tiers of the FastPass Plus system. There's a pre-reservation tier where resort guests, if you're staying at a Walt Disney World hotel, you'll receive Magic Bands and you can reserve your Fast Passes prior to actually coming down to Orlando and going to the parks. And then there's a second tier for me, which is an Annual Passholder, as well as off-site guests that are not staying at a Walt Disney World resort. And you, unfortunately, are not allowed to reserve your Fast Passes in advance. So you'll have to use one of the kiosks in the park. And you'll see, as the audio clip goes on, how the kiosks have their lines in them to themselves. And it's very difficult if you're an annual pass holder or an off-site guest to book your reservations or fast passes in advance during the day of the park. The resort guest can book up to 3 fast passes prior to going to the park that day. You can book them, I believe, in up to 6 months in advance, which is really good. Unfortunately, you can only book 3 fast passes, but that's okay. Now, one thing you need to know about EPCOT is a tiered fast pass park. And what tiering means is Walt Disney World has selected 4 premium attractions for EPCOT, and you're only allowed to get 1 Fast Pass for any one of those 4 attractions. So the 4 attractions at EPCOT are Soaring. You also have Test Track, Maelstrom, and Illuminations. So if you book your Fast Passes in advance using your Magic Bands and the My Disney app or the My Disney website, you'll only be able to get 1 Fast Pass for any one of those 4 attractions. We do have Magic Bands, even though we are annual pass holders, because we stayed at a resort a couple months ago, and they do stay active for 2 years. So what we chose to do is we booked in advance our Fast Passes, and what we did was we booked Soarin' for 11 o'clock. We also booked Mission Space for 10 o'clock, and then Spaceship Earth for 3 o'clock. So we were locked into those 3 Fast Passes. So the date was February 1st, 2014. It was a 70-degree day in Florida, a little overcast, a little bit drizzly, but that's okay. And you'll listen to the audio for going through the park for I was with my daughter Grace and my son Ethan, and you'll hear some clips from both Test Track and Soarin'. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learn a little bit more about the FastPass Plus experience. Okay, here we are. We just got off the monorail. It's about 8:20, and we're waiting we're waiting at the rope drop outside of EPCOT. One of the things I wanted to bring up is last week, we are annual pass holders, so we come here every week. Last week we went to the Magic Kingdom, and we noticed that the kiosk lines inside the Magic Kingdom were 20 to 30 minutes. Now, the kiosks are ways that you can get in the park. Once you get in the park, how you change your FastPass experience. And there's a couple reasons you would need to use the kiosk. Number one, you're an annual pass holder, and Disney does not allow annual pass holders to book their fast passes in advance. Absolutely ridiculous. We come to the park probably 2 times a month, dropping $70 to $100 each time, and I can't book my fast passes in advance. Come on, Disney, give us a break. The other reasons you'll need to use the kiosk is if you're off-site. If you're not staying at a Disney park, they obviously won't give you the Disney My Magic Bands and early reservations for the fast passes. The other reason I could see is, I guess, if you do have Magic Bands but you don't have a smartphone and you want to change your fast pass times, you would have to use the kiosk. So Disney did a really good job at creating the magic. They created more lines where they never had lines before at the kiosks inside the Magic Kingdom, and I expect to be similar lines here at EPCOT. Now, one of the other things we did a couple weeks ago before they got rid of the paper fast passes at the Magic Kingdom was we did a little experience. We do have Magic Bands because we did stay at a resort a couple months ago and they're still active, but we also took advantage of the paper fast passes. So we did an experiment. We split up, me and my family. One side of the family used the Magic Bands, which locked them into 3 fast passes. The other couple of people in the family toured with our former traditional way with the paper fast passes. Now, we were at the park for 10 hours, and the family with the 3 Magic Bands, or 3 Fast Passes because of the Magic Bands, used their Fast Passes on Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, and Splash Mountain. Obviously, those are the obvious choices for people that enjoy the thrill rides at the Magic Kingdom. But the family members that used the paper Fast Passes, they were able to get 8 paper Fast Passes. So they went on Big Thunder Mountain twice, and they went on Space Mountain twice. Unbelievable, Disney. Go back to the old system with the paper fast passes. There was nothing wrong with it. It worked out great. One of the other things we noticed at the kiosks was when you go up to the kiosk, we were there at 9 a.m. at the Magic Kingdom, and we wanted to get a fast pass for the Haunted Mansion. Well, at the kiosk, guess what time they gave us? They gave us 8 p.m. So here I am at 9 a.m., wanting to get a fast pass for the Haunted Mansion, which never had a fast pass before, and I get a selection at 8 p.m. Like I'm going to wait around the park till 8 p.m. to go on the Haunted Mansion. I'd rather wait in the 20-minute line. So the kiosks need work. There's long lines. There's very little flexibility. The old paper fast passes, you could at least choose whether you wanted to get it or not based on the return time. With the kiosks and this FastPass Plus, man, I'm not seeing any good things about it at all. So we'll catch up with you when we get in the park and see how long the kiosk lines are at the EPCOT Center. So here we are at Rope Drop, and they have 18 people with kiosks waiting beyond the gate, and a gentleman just came by and explained to everybody how to get into the park. Touch your Magic Band Mickey to Mickey, and then also, if you don't have a Magic Band, use your card. I thought the turnstiles were a little bit easier, but maybe this is faster in the long run. Just seems to be a lot of work and a lot of getting used to and a lot of new learning. All right, we're going to try to listen to the opening rope drop show at EPCOT.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to EPCOT and this special day of celebration. All of the EPCOT family is so glad you are visiting with us today. And we would like to start by wishing you a happy good morning from all the countries of World Showcase. From France and our French Canadians, bonjour. From Mexico, buenos dias. From China, ni hao. From Germany, guten Morgen. From Morocco, sabah al-khair. From Norway, good morning. From Italy, bonjour. From Japan, Ohio gozaimasu. And from all of us to all of you, good morning, everyone. Are you ready for the time of your life? I can hear you. Let's try that again. Are you ready for the time of your life? Okay, then let the memories begin.
So they're opening up the park now.
Okay, we're gonna go.
All right, we were fourth in line, and it took us about 6 minutes to get through because the guys in front of us's magic bands didn't work. Fun times, fun times. We're busting our butts on over to Test Track right now. A little foggy here, about 74 degrees on February 1st, and everybody's running. Half the crowd is going to Soar and half going to Test Track. We're going to Test Track. Up, there's our first kiosk, and it's got a line of 14 people. Man, they're gonna miss out. The last guy won't get out of that line probably for a half an hour.
Okay, play the podcast.
All right, so we made it to the park. It's not too busy. Half the people are going to Soar and half of them are going to Test Track. And the other half of them are going to the FastPass Plus kiosk. It's filling up. 14 people in line at the FastPass Plus kiosk. If I was an annual pass holder who didn't have my magic bands, then I'd be in that line. Instead, we're going over to Test Track, hopefully to ride with no lines, no waiting. And the only reason we have to be here this early is because, you got it, the tiering of the magic bands. Would it be really nice if I could have slept in today? Got a Soarin' Fast Pass for about 11:30. Got a Test Track Fast Pass for about 3:30. And really enjoyed myself. But I'm like the 70 or 80 other people here running to Test Track with my kids. So there's a kiosk right in the middle behind Spaceship Earth, and we just came through the underpass to Test Track, and there's another kiosk. So there's nobody at that kiosk. If I had to go to the kiosks, and here's a tip for all you people that will, skip the first one and go to the second one over there by Test Track. There doesn't seem to be a single person in that line yet. We'll see how it is when we get out of Test Track. Here we go. We're going to get in the line. No lines, no waiting. Should be able to walk right on. So, at rope drop, we rushed on over to Test Track, only to find that it is already broken. We've been just told by a cast member that we're waiting in line, and they don't know when it will open up. But we're about 20th in line, so we're going to wait it out for a little while, hoping that they get it back up and running quickly. So much for riding it quickly, getting off and riding it again, because the line is already backed up to Innovations for Test Track. So we lucked out because we are the first ones on Test Track for the day, and we're in the front seat of the car. So here we go.
Technology activated.
Welcome to the Sim Track. We'll begin with the capability test to see how your vehicle designs perform under challenging weather and surface conditions.
Monitoring road surface.
Connecting to OnStar.
Vehicles may begin moving at any time.
SimCar performance data acquired.
Up, the ride broke while we're on it.
Look at my socks. That was a fun part.
Yep, now we're stuck on the ride.
Look at my socks. That was the funnest ride. There's 2 cars ahead of us.
So I put it on pause, but we've been waiting for about a minute and a half now. And there's 2 empty cars in front of us and none behind us. We're right around the first hairpin turn and the ride has broken down. I can only imagine how backed up the line is getting outside, since we've been sitting here now for about 3 minutes and still haven't heard anything from any cast member on what we're doing. 9:34 and we still haven't gotten off our first ride yet. This thing is still broken. Probably sitting here for about 5 minutes now.
Vehicle testing has resumed. Your vehicle will begin moving immediately. Please remain seated. Thank you.
I know. All right, here we go.
Commencing SimCar off-road and extreme weather sequence.
I know. Well, the ride's still broken. We're moving, but we're going super slow. And none of the attraction features are working. I take that back. We just sped up for a second.
Capability test results displayed and verified.
Now let's see how your vehicles compare when it comes to their efficiency.
Scanning SimCar for optimal eco-efficiency. Engaging EcoScan for aerodynamic efficiency.
Oh, it stopped again.
Drive systems analysis. Hyperspectral imaging in progress. Calculating total enviro impact. Commencing responsiveness test.
Okay, the responsiveness data is now being synchronized.
Automated driving technology verified and active. Automated crash avoidance technology disengaged. Displaying responsiveness data.
Here comes the final test.
Here we go outside. Hopefully it doesn't break down now. See how fast we go? 64.9 miles an hour. The kids seem to be having fun.
Displaying power test results. SimTrack performance testing complete.
This concludes your performance testing. You'll be able to see how your Chevrolet custom concept vehicle designs compared with the SimCar after you disembark. Please watch your step as you exit, and remember to take all your personal...
Okay, it was 9:18 when the ride finally was fixed, so now we're waiting in the queue. But luckily we're about 25th in line, so we're on the first batch of people. Well, we're We're off test track and we're walking back to see how long the line is to get back in line. And there's a cast member with a kiosk as you exit test track, which I'll have to admit that's kind of convenient. Since we were the first people on the test track, there wasn't a line for him at the kiosk. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but test track is down again, and it is 9:48. So we'll see what the wait is and maybe get back on. Well, the wait is 35 minutes between the test track not being open at the rope drop and the breaking down while we were on the ride. Our plan's not really working out because we were going to ride test track, be off in about 5 minutes, and then ride it again. But unfortunately, it's down now. 35-minute wait, 9:49 a.m. So off to Mission Space. So we made it over to Mission Space, and we have a FastPass for Mission Space, one of our untiered FastPasses. And Disney, why do we need a FastPass for Mission Space? The wait is 5 minutes. Come on, give us a FastPass for Soarin' and Test Track. All right, we just got off of Mission Space. Don't move a muscle. Man, I'm walking through these halls and only wondering and wishing this was the Horizons ride. Boy, I miss Horizons. I wish they could have still had that around here. All right, we're walking past the breezeway from Mission Space going on over to, we're probably going to go check out Spaceship Earth and the Siemens VIP secret room. But we passed the kiosk stations, and I'll be honest with you, only a few people are actually there. So if you're going to go use the kiosks at EPCOT, use the ones in the breezeway, not in the center behind the Spaceship Earth, because those are very, very much busy. I'll post some pictures on the Twitter, Fish on Woo, so everybody can see. Thanks. Bye. So here we are in Club Cool. Nice cast members here at EPCOT. My daughter opened the door, and she was the first one in at 10:30, and they gave her a free frozen slushy Coke because they said she had princess powers. And they only give it to 2 guests a day, the first 2 through the door, and she was number 1. Now they're enjoying all the new flavors. My favorite's Beverly. Everybody loves the Beverly. All right. It's 10:40. We just left Club Cool. And now we're walking out to go to Sum of All Thrills. My daughter's first time she can go on that. We think she's tall enough. So let's see how it works out. As we walk by the kiosk line, it's getting longer and longer. Longer and longer. What a situation we have here. On a slow day at the park, the kiosk line is ridiculously long. All right, we just finished up with Innovations East and West, and now we're heading over to Soarin'. It looks like the FastPass line is about 45 minutes now, the kiosk, and there's only a 10-minute wait for Mission Space, a 0-minute wait for Ellen's Energy, 40-minute wait for Test Track, and a 60-minute wait for Soarin'. And the rest of the waits are about 5 minutes. So why would you stand in line for 45 minutes to get a FastPass for Journey into the Imagination or Land? Why doesn't Disney just give everybody who enters the park a FastPass for Soarin' and Test Track, and then leave everybody else on their own for the no lines, no waiting rides? The smell when you enter the Land Pavilion, there's nothing else like it. Not quite sure what it is, but it always makes me hungry. So we're going to go on Soarin'. We walked through the breezeway on the way over, and there was a second, third, fourth kiosk area, and it was completely packed. I'm glad we got our fast passes with our magic bands. Those poor annual pass holders, those poor off-site guests, you guys are in for a long wait when you get here and try to get your fast passes. But then again, why are you going to get a fast pass for the land, or Imagination, or Mission Space, or Spaceship Earth? It just doesn't make much sense. The only fast pass you're really going there and waiting in line for is Test Track and or Soarin', because they only give you one. So why not just spend the 45 minutes waiting in line to ride those rides? I don't know. I guess eventually they'll get this worked out. And so now we made it down to Soarin'. Our fast pass return 11:36. Standby wait is 40 minutes. And there's actually a line to return with your fast pass of about 40 people long. This just doesn't make any sense. There was never any line with the paper fast passes, at least none that I remember. Okay, we made it on Soarin'. The wait was 40 minutes, standby, and then there was a line for the fast pass return, which was about 40 people deep, so it took us about 10 minutes to get on. But we're on the ride and enjoying it. All right, it's 1:20. We went on the Living Seas, we went on Imagination, we went on the Land, and we went on Soarin' with our fast pass. So we pre-booked 3 fast passes, but the only one we used was Soarin'. The other 2 we didn't need to use because most of the rides were a couple minutes. I'm walking through the breezeway now. Going to hit Spaceship Earth on the way out. Check out the Siemens VIP room, which is in Spaceship Earth. The breezeway kiosks look like they're a little bit less people, maybe 6 or 8 people there. So the good things about the FastPass Plus. Well, if you like pre-planning, you can definitely pre-plan your fast passes. That's about all I can think about regarding good things. The bad things, they limit you to 3. You can't park hop. At EPCOT and Hollywood Studios, you're tiered. And the only way you can pre-arrange your fast passes is if you stay at the resort. So at this point, the annual pass holders, who we are once again, cannot reserve your fast passes in advance unless you stay at a resort or have magic bands. So that limits us to using the kiosk. Here we made it behind Spaceship Earth, and the kiosk behind Spaceship Earth, it's still very, very busy. Probably about, looks like a 25, 35 minute wait right now at about 1:20. And the park is definitely filling up. So that was our take through EPCOT for the day. We hope you enjoyed it, learned a little bit about the FastPass Plus system, the good things and the bad things, and what you have to prepare for before you use it at one of the parks. This is Fish on Woo at Twitter. You can see the pictures if you add me on Twitter, and we'll say sayonara from EPCOT.
Okay, well, thanks, Sean, for that. At least it sounded like, even though he had some issues with Test Track, it seemed like he had a pretty good day for the most part. Now, the whole FastPass Plus thing, I think, is going to be. I still think, Tim, that it's in flux. They're still trying to figure out exactly how they want to put it all together.
I was going to use almost the same word. I was going to say I think that's a very fluid situation, and I think they're still taking a lot of input from the people down there.
Absolutely. You know, I was going to say that if you remember, I know you do, the whole thing with Figment. They wanted to get rid of Figment, and the fans they flooded them with social media, and they changed their minds. So don't forget the power of the people. You know, Disney's a business, yes, but they also want to cater to us, the guests, and that means everybody. They certainly, I don't think, want to alienate the annual pass holders.
No, it's not their intention at all, I'm sure.
No, or the Florida residents. So don't, voice your opinion in a nice way.
Oh,
you don't have
absolutely.
to be mean.
No, be respectful.
Right. Use Disney social media. They have a lot. And just kind kind of give them how you think things are going to go. I got to be honest. I've always thought from when they started to talk about this thing, and then what happened over at Universal with only the people staying in their hotels can get quote unquote their fast pass or front of the line pass, whatever they call it. I had a feeling Disney was going to go a route kind of like this.
Yeah.
And
we got to remember,
you and I have talked about it, Tim. I can see them even tiering the hotels.
I think that's where they're going, because remember, their whole thing forever has been keep the people on the property.
Right.
And if you want to give people a huge perk, if you're staying on property, and even the higher up you go, I can see them offering you a few more perks.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that happening. And, I just think that if you have issues, don't be afraid to voice them again in a nice way, and maybe something can happen.
And you've probably heard this before, but absolutely use Facebook, email them. But sometimes the old-fashioned, handwritten letter in the mail gets a whole lot more feedback with them. They take it a little more seriously because it's in their hand. They have to address it.
Sure. Right. Exactly. So, maybe some of the annual pass holders can put together a petition of some sort to try and get. I don't think that Disney's intention is to make people mad. I know Sean's not happy right now with the system, but I truly think that shows like this, where they can hear some of the annual pass holders voice their opinion, and maybe a petition out there, maybe that'd be a good idea for somebody to come up with.
Oh, a little change.org.
Yeah.
Get that going.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, don't be storming the Magic Kingdom. We don't want any of that.
Don't storm the castle. I don't think it can raise the bridge.
No. But hang in there, guys. Hang in there. This is the whole thing's changing. I really, I know Tim and I both really appreciate Sean's input on this, because he's there, he's experiencing it, and I know he has sent us messages in the past, the frustration that he is starting to find with the whole FastPass Plus and the Magic My Way, the Magic Disney, I can't remember what they're calling it now, but
right.
It's got to be frustrating for folks like Sean who live so close, are used to just going to the parks, grabbing as many fast passes as they need for that day, and now that limit is put upon them. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, I also feel bad for people that are traveling, a far ways to get there. They're going there during this, beta testing period, or whatever you want to call it. They're trying to get this system down, and it won't be perfected probably, for another year or so. So people, they're all part of the beta testing program.
Right. Exactly. And that brings up a good point I wanted to bring up. I forgot, but the whole test track breaking down on Sean. I'm shocked that Disney didn't have some cast members at the exit of the ride handing fast passes to the folks that it affected.
I know,
so that they could get right back on. Yeah.
They almost always did that. We did it once years ago, and there was the rumor was there was one audio animatronic that wasn't working. And everyone got a fast pass, and we didn't even notice what was wrong. So,
right. Yeah. So
that's a little shocking.
I'm sure, they're working on some stuff. So hang in there, guys. And again, Sean, thanks so much. We truly appreciate all that you've done for the show over the past year, and of course, continuing through year 2.
It's amazing. It is. I still am amazed that this is year 2.
That's why the Twilight Zone open was perfect for us.
It was.
I remember when we started, we were like, oh my gosh, will we make it a year? And man, that went fast.
I mean, I think I'm going to wake up and it'll be, this is just a dream. We're getting ready to start it still, Will anybody listen? I don't know.
Oh man. Well, thank you all for listening. And again, hang in there with FastPass Plus. Don't let it discourage you from going. It's going to take some more planning right now, but voice your opinion to Disney, and maybe that can change.
There's always a possibility for change.
That's all I got, Tim.
Bob, thank you very much. Fish Sean Woo on Twitter. Thank you very much, Sean. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on Twitter at ResortLoop Tim. We have the website, ResortLoop.com.
And I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter. Don't forget Facebook.com/Resort Loop. We always got some good stuff up there. And where else can they listen to us, Tim?
Well, if I were them, I would try out the Stitcher.
The Stitcher.
The Stitcher.
And so many other, there's all kinds of other little ways for them to listen to us. But the Stitcher and iTunes seem to be the way to go. Just go to our website. If there's any back issues that you haven't, or episodes that you haven't listened to,
they're all there.
Our website's got them all, and a little title on there to let you know what they are, so you can pick and choose what you want to listen to.
That's right. Should we end the show now?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody, you've been listening to the Gateway to the Magic.
See you, everybody.
They're still listening.
Turn it off. You said you turned it off.
It's over.
Go home. Go outside and play.
They're still here.
What do they say at that bar you go to?
You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, let's go.